All right. Good morning, everyone. Let's do this. Today is October 22nd, 2025. It is Wednesday, and we're on time. We're here. We're showing up, ready to lock in on the charts. And let's just get right into it. Let's check news, and yeah. But, guys, I'm locked in today. Hit the gym this morning, ready to go. So, no news today. Let's go ahead and screenshot it. But today actually does maybe look like we could get opportunity, so I'm hyped. I'm excited. And you know what? We'll just sit here on the charts waiting and watching. And if we get something, then we get something. If we don't, then we don't. So, hey, yes, Kirk, you are first this time. Good morning. And I'm on time today. Like a good streamer. So, okay. Um. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna post news. So there's no news today. So let's go ahead and hey, what up, Snowman? Good morning. We're locked in. We're ready to go. Oh, that's not it. All right, here we go. So, yeah, let's start doing some top-down analysis and start charting things up in my general channel. So, yeah, guys, I'm hyped. Hopefully today we can have a good day. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. Obviously, all I can do is try my best, but if we actually go to the chart here, we are getting a nice possible maybe divergence, it looks like, with YM maybe. Maybe it's not that obvious. Either way, it's looking like a giant range here, so whichever we get, right? If we get a sweep of the lows and then move higher, or a sweep of the highs and move lower, I'm cool with whatever, but clearly we got a nice range. This is going to be really nice to work with, and I'm hyped. I really do think that we could get some opportunity today. Hopefully. Okay, so let me get everything set up, and then we'll do top-down analysis. I'm setting up my personal account on my phone. And then let's set up Top Step. And I decided that I'm going to cancel the Apex because I technically could have them renewed, the Apex accounts, and I decided I'm just going to cancel them because I don't trust Apex. And so, yeah, that's just what I'm going to get a different account. Probably just get another Top Step account, honestly. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel the Apex accounts right now just because I'm thinking about it and I don't want it to charge me. Because I really don't want to work with Apex. I think that they're kind of scummy. Kind of a scumbag company for basically not responding to my emails for 6 months. And that's just, I don't know. That's just a huge red flag if I'm trying to make money. Like, if I'm trying to work with a prop firm, they don't respond to my emails. Huge red flag. Especially if I've emailed them 8 times over the course of 6 months. Where's my... I need to get my phone. Oh, it's sitting up here, right? I mean, I just don't trust them. Like, I really did like Apex, but the fact that they're not responding to me and they're just... Honestly... Yeah, I thought that I liked them in the beginning, but ever since they've just kind of like put my account on review and ghosted me, even when I complied to all their emails and everything, like, because they sent a thing saying, yo, you got to send us your strategy and basically tell us your 5 trades and explain them to us. And I did that. I complied with it. And now they're being a pain in the butt. And so yeah, I just have to uh, cut ties with Apex. I'm not ever going to trade them again. And honestly, I do not recommend anyone trade Apex, honestly. Seems like they're just basically, if you trade too good with them, they basically just put your account on review, which is banning you. And then yeah, then they don't respond to your emails. Like, what's wrong with that? That's a huge that's a huge issue, right? That's, I don't know. That's just not cool. So I'm going in and canceling all the cans. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I do want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe it's the case that uh, the emails aren't going through, but I doubt it because I've also tried doing it through the website. I've tried other routes of it getting going through. So I'm just, bear with me while I cancel these, and then yeah, honestly, then we'll do top down analysis. Let me know what you guys are thinking as well. Okay. All right. Okay. All 4 of those are now canceled. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm gonna honestly, I think instead of getting another Apex or the Apex account, I'm actually gonna get that discounted extra Top Step account. Actually, I've been thinking about it, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. So just hang on while I do this. Once again, anyone who's just now joining, I'm just getting everything set up. See if it works. Is it gonna work? Hey, it worked. That's sick. Okay. Well, bet. Guys, use code onward40 when you buy a Top Step account. You get, that's 40% off. That's nice. I can't lie. That is nice. And then they gave resets for every account that you have with them. They gave you a free reset. I can't lie. That's really nice. So just by looking at this very briefly, I'm honestly anticipating this low to get swept, and then probably 10 a.m. to expand. That would make things really easy, because then we would get S&T with the low here. I think like it would just be so stupidly easy. I mean, I hope that that happens. We get previous day low. I mean, it almost feels too easy, but like maybe could we maybe get that? That'd be awesome. All right. Bet. Okay. All right, I'm hyped. Here we go. So I'm getting all. It should only take like another 3 minutes. So just hang on. I'm getting making sure all the accounts are here and ready to go. And yeah, I'm not showing my screen obviously because I'm like logging into stuff. Bet. Okay. Alright, I'm getting hyped. Here we go. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. Alright. Got this pulled up. Okay. Okay, probably like one more minute. Oh, and I have to make sure the daily loss limits are correct. Okay, maybe 3 more minutes, and then I will start doing some analysis on the higher time frame. Okay, so this I can show. So, $800 daily loss limit, liquidate. What I'm thinking I might start doing is, so what happened the other day is I wanted to put my stop loss in a specific spot and I got liquidated because of my daily loss limit. Even so, I put my daily loss limit exactly where my stop loss should be, but the daily loss limit liquidated me before my stop loss. So what I'm thinking is I have to make my daily loss limit as kind of like a backup to my stop loss. Makes sense? I want to have it just a little bit more than what my stop loss is going to be. It's kind of just like a little backup. What up, M? How's it going, bro? So right now, I'm still getting everything set up. But I'm excited. Hopefully today we can get something good. Looks like we got this giant range to work with. So maybe we'll get SMT at the lows. We'll just have to see. Just pumped, ready to go. So, yeah, like I said, we'll just have to see what happens here. And I'm still getting set up. So, yeah. I think... Yeah, for now, on these accounts, I will do it 800. So, I'm going to go. So, I just got this one. So, 800. And liquidate. Okay, so now I'm going to lock myself out of all these accounts if that daily loss limit does get hit. So, just making sure this is correct. 800, liquidate. Bang, lock me out. Okay, lock me out. And then lock me out. Alright. Let's make sure copy trading is set up. We got what is it? It needs to be 5864. Okay. Five 58648067. Oh, it's this one. Okay. So now they're both following. Follower, follower, leader. Okay. We are good. At least, actually, no. Sorry. I have to do this one as well. I have to set the loss limit. So this is the same as the other one. So 800. Okay, so the Tradeify account and the TopStep accounts are basically have the same risk. So, all right. Now I can start charting. We are good to go. So, yeah, let's go ahead. And I also have the personal account. Okay, sorry, I forgot about the personal. Okay. So 25. $20 plus 40 is 60. 25 plus 40 is 65. Okay. Alright, everything better be set up correctly. If it's not, well, then I guess we live and learn, but I'm pretty sure everything's set up. So now let's start charting. I had a question. Can you help me understand how to use quadrants if you're available? I don't understand them much, and there's not much content out there. Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning it as well, but basically what you do is, like, you take old wicks or old down closed candles and you put a little quadrant box on them. I don't even know. Sometimes I'm honestly not the best at it. I'm not the best person to ask because I still don't even know them really all the way. But you just kind of put a box on it, and then I don't know, man. This might not be correct, but like, see how it perfectly reacts off of it. Like, you just kind of put a box on the old high time frame candles. And yeah, but I don't know if I have time to really look at that in detail. We'll look at that more maybe in the back testing session. I can help you out with that. But since I'm live trading, I'm gonna try and start out doing top down analysis and focus on that. Does that make sense? But basically, just put the quadrant box on an old wick or a old, maybe not a wick, just an old candle in general, and then drag it over, and then it's kind of like the skeleton of where the market will respect price. Okay, so moving on. So I guess let's start top down, right? What up, Javier? Good morning. Oh, you can't see my screen. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see my screen. That's, yeah, whoops. But basically, I'll just show you again. Basically, you just put like a little box on an old candle or a wick, and then you drag it out, and then you go in the lower time frame, and then see how it interacts with it. But I'm not very good at it yet. I'm still learning, and I don't really understand it all the way, which is why you don't see a short form video about it from me. So, because I still have to back test it and learn. But yeah, that's kind of, why did it turn off? Oh, wait. Let's make sure that it's set up to do a market order, not a limit order. Okay, good. It's set up to do a market order. Okay, so top-down analysis. Here we go. So starting out, right, as I said prior, like this whole week, I've been saying like, yo, we got a daily gap here. Market has clearly swept liquidity into. I'd love to see a content about it if you're good at you're good at explaining things. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna make a content about it, but not till I've done the back testing to fully understand it. Obviously, it works, but until I do my own personal back testing and really understand it at a deeper level, I'm not gonna make content about it. You know. All right, so sweep of liquidity into this 4-hour Purvaya gap, right? And I was saying, based off of this momentum candle, I was expecting this day to continue, and you can see that's exactly what happened. So, I mean, this is just the most obvious daily gap on the chart, right? It's very clear, like, yo, daily Purvaya gap. I have a hard time seeing us not going to all-time highs when you look at the chart like this, right? When you really actually just look at it unbiased and say, well, not 4-hour gap, daily Purvaya gap. So this is obviously IRL. This is ERL, right? I have a really hard time seeing us not going back up to all-time highs from this point, right? It'd be, even if we get S&T here, like I don't think that S&T is going to really do much. I think that this is just too strong of a draw on liquidity in the short term. I think we will probably take it. So, could I be wrong? Sure, but let's just mark this out and put it in my journal, right? So, possible IRL to ERL here. IRL meaning a fair value gap, ERL meaning a higher low in the market. And the market moves from fair value gaps to highs and lows. So, bang, bang. So, could it be possible that this is happening? Sure, yeah. So let's just start out by putting this in my general channel. Okay, pasting this. I'm not gonna frame it as a model because it's not really a model yet. It's just a possible IRL to ERL move. Dropping down. So I'm honestly anticipating us to probably purge the low, because that would mean we would tap the fair value gap. It's also possible that we need to rebalance a little bit lower. I'm not saying that it's not. It definitely is. And we do have a bearish SMT with YM. Something to consider. Oh, but it's with... I don't know, man. I still feel like it's kind of bullish here, right? You see this displacement leg. You see this inversion for value gap. It still looks decently bullish. And then remember, we took out the true month open. And where's true week open? So this was true month open. See how we perfectly manipulated it? True week open. Alright, this is going to be interesting. Monday, 18 o'clock. See how we're beneath it? So that makes me bullish. This is already looking like a bullish week. And then we have midnight, which actually might even be the same exact spot. Nah, midnight's a little bit lower. So midnight true day open. 7:30. Okay, 7:30 is right there. I think we'll manipulate 7:30 one final time. I mean, sure, this maybe could be a low, but I want to see us sweep liquidity one more time. Could I be wrong? Yeah. And then 7:30 true session open. So yeah, I'm expecting us to expand to ERL, which is all-time highs, probably. We have this 4-hour for value gap below. If we purge the low here, if we take this low, this would be previous day's low SMT, right? Something to consider. Just a thought. I mean, this would just make things really easy. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It could, though. It could. Which means this rejection block on S&P would be Phoenix model, right? This 1-hour rejection block. Let's actually pull this up here. So this 1-hour rejection block would be Phoenix model on S&P. Honestly, guys, maybe we take Phoenix model on S&P. Right? This is a clean looking Phoenix model where if we did get previous day's low S&T, you can see how, let's mark this out. But this is why I like the dark Phoenix model I made, because, or I discovered, because, you know, obviously I like trading NQ more than ES. So if I see ES push into CE of this, then maybe I soup NQ, right? It's a thought. It's a thought. Just a thought, you know. Oh, let's get rid of this. Yeah. Just an idea. So that's kind of my top-down analysis. I do think we'll go up to all-time highs. Seems like this is going to be low resistance. We are definitely below 7:30, midnight, 18 o'clock. We're below all the, yeah, all the true opens. And this final purge, honestly, guys, I very much consider a Dark Phoenix soup at 9:30. Might even do it. I actually probably will do it. If we soup, if market open comes down and soups the rejection block, I'll probably try the Dark Phoenix and just hold it up to all-time highs. I think that would be especially because we'd probably be below 922. We'd probably be below every single true open, and well, be very, very happy with that, right? And the way Dark Phoenix works is essentially, right, your stop loss is kind of based on S&P, but you also have to have a hard stop loss. But my stop loss, if S&P were to take the low of this rejection block, there'd be no more Phoenix model, so I get out of NASDAQ, right? But I'm still going to have a hard stop loss, but I will cut it early if if S&P ran through its rejection block, right? But the reason I like this a lot is, let's say on the lower time frame, let's say we got 922 right here, 928 right here. I mean, this would just be like too good to be true, right? 928, 922, and then 930. Let's say 930 soups the low, and then we expand. It'd just be like, the market would be perfect. It'd be perfect. I mean, it almost feel too easy. You get what I'm saying? Like 922 is the true 90-minute open. 928 is the true 22-minute open. And then, you know, maybe we end up getting S&T with... Maybe we end up getting S&T with this low, too. Where's London low? This is previous day, right? Yeah, this is previous day low. This is looking nice. So where's London low? Yeah, London high looks so nice. Asia high looks so nice. Oh my gosh. Wait, let's take a look at gold buck levels. So we're gonna have to look at the 243 today for this. I don't know. Considering options. Oh, let's look at stat map since we have it. For the day. 4 hour. Daily stat map manipulation would be all the way down here. Something to keep in mind, like maybe we need to manipulate all the way down there. I don't know. Session. Ooh, now we're cooking. Now we are cooking, dude. No way. Yeah, I'm gonna take this Dark Phoenix if we get it, cause look, Session statistical bullish manipulation level for New York session, or is this the opening range? Nah, this is for New York session. No, this is crazy. Wait. Right? See how the session statistical manipulation level lines up with previous day's low? I'm gonna take this as a soup. I really do think this will be a Phoenix model with this 1 hour rejection block, and basically I'm gonna be watching this. Let's see how this would. So I mean that might. I don't know. Just thinking about it. I'm not necessarily gonna take it. Maybe we wait for a reaction and then do something else. But okay, honestly, let's get rid of everything now. But you kind of get what I'm thinking, right? So now I kind of have all that in my head. I'm going to get rid of everything. Honestly, I might not take that though, because I kind of want to, I don't know, take something like prefer wait for confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Take like a model coming off of that, right? I don't need to soup the low necessarily. I can just wait for confirmation off of that. I don't need to actually soup the low. That's what I'm trying to get at. No need to be more aggressive than I need to be, but I am anticipating the low to be souped. So I'm probably not going to take that. Now that I think about it, probably not going to take that because no need to be more aggressive than I need to be, right? I'm just going to wait for confirmation, but I do think that if we did come down the previous day's low, that could be a soup. You get what I'm saying? Shorting NQ 25,350. Nice. That's, yeah. That would make sense. We'd be above that whole range. But yeah, I'm just being patient. I kind of want to see what happens on market open here. And oh, you can't even see my screen, bro. You can't even see my screen. So just so you see what I was seeing earlier, right? New York manipulation level for the session is right there. So it'd be a nice confluence. So that's basically what I was getting at. It's kind of just in my head is what I'm trying to get at. It's just in my head, like this is something that could happen. We might manipulate previous day's low, and that might be a soup. It's in my head, right? And depending on, I don't know, just kind of depends. But I mean, I might take that as a soup, but I'd probably realistically just wait for confirmation out of it. You know what I'm saying? No need to be more aggressive than I need to be. You get what I'm saying? So oh, where's the RTH gap gonna form? Yeah, so I'd probably just wait for confirmation out of that. Once again, patience is key. I don't need to. If I go rush into it arm swinging and try and soup the low, I mean, although I do think that I could soup the low, it might not necessarily be the most disciplined thing to do for me because what? Am I trying to be profitable? Am I trying to be perfect? Right? Even though I think it'll be a soup, I'm going to just chill out. I'm going to probably wait for confirmation out of it and then. Yeah, we'll see. That's probably what I'll do. Notice how my thoughts kind of just run in real time, like you kind of have to think like that because as a trader, you never know. Like it's fluid. The market's fluid. You got to be able to adjust and adapt. So, as always, let's mark out SMTs that we're seeing in live time. The live SMTs are the most important SMTs. Any SMT you see live is going to be so powerful. Like right now, for instance, we could be getting SMT with this high. And what could happen with this is we have midnight here. We could end up souping midnight with this SMT, and this could create the Judas swing, right? It's possible. People long too early, thinking this is an inversion. Market open manipulates, and then 10 a.m. expands. Makes sense? That's definitely something that could happen. Would this be 90-minute SMT? No. Yeah, something to consider. Like right now, this is high resistance. Will likely turn low resistance at some point. I guess let's just mark it out like this. So we might actually get this SMT. Which will come with this 15-minute fair value gap. So what we'll probably get is midnight gets taken, SMT with midnight, and then 1 minute change and stay back down. We're inside of an end dog. Ooh, look at the event horizon. Tap that. Tap that. Make opening gaps. Never use these. What even is this? Okay, so maybe that's a confluence. I don't know. Okay. Nothing yet. Honestly, I'm gonna go use the bathroom and I'll come back and we're just kind of waiting for market open at this point. And then I'm probably gonna look for manipulation and then 10 a.m. expansion and then I'll get in on 10 a.m. That's probably what I'm thinking. Yeah, after further thought, while I was in the bathroom, I was thinking about the soup of the low, and I'm like, yeah, we'll probably soup the low. Does that mean that I should? Does that mean that I should soup the low? No, it doesn't mean that I need to. I don't need to. I just need to find the highest probability trade to run low resistance liquidity within the price league higher after the soup, right? Like, I know that we could very well soup that low on market open. I don't need to soup the low, right? That's for future me. I'm gonna save that for future me. I don't need to do that right now. I know that we might soup the low. I don't need to get that advanced right now. I'm just gonna focus on kind of what I did yesterday with that inversion for value gap, where I waited for a soup of the low, and then the 2022 model formed, and then off the 2022 model we got the inversion, and then I took it. And it hit 2R, right? Something like that. Or like a change in state with very good liquidity. And I think that would just be fantastic. Something like that. So, once again, I don't need to be perfect. I can think something's gonna happen without taking a trade upon it. I can say I think we'll soup the low. I don't need to soup the low. I can basically, it's like, imagine it's like like you're setting up a trap, right? You don't want to make it too obvious too fast. It's not necessarily setting up a trap, but it's like you're just reading the market. Even though you know what's likely to happen, you don't need to act on that. You don't need to act until it's your part in the story. And at that point, all you do Just press the button. It's good. It's just because I'm reading the market correctly doesn't mean I need to place a trade. That's actually good that I'm reading the market correctly. What matters is taking it, pressing that button when I have the highest conviction, which will be when I get that inversion for value gap or change in state, when we got low resistance highs, after we've got the whole entire model framed from bottom to top, and we get that inversion or change in state. That's when I know, like, it's gonna be 90%, and that's the type of trade I want to take. Is once we have the whole model framed, I don't need to soup the low. I can just wait, even though I know we could possibly soup the low. That's just practice. That's just me reading price, and then we keep going, right? I don't need to actually do it, is what I'm saying. So patience is key. Hopefully that makes sense, right? So what might happen on market open? So we have market open in 3 minutes, and I need to pull my phone back up because I do need my phone up so I can execute on personal. But what might happen is we might wick up above midnight, getting that SMT, which could send us lower to create the Judas swing. It's possible, right? Because look at this. We have midnight right here. So if we did come up and take midnight, S&P would take its high, meaning we'd get S&T with midnight. Your narrative. So my narrative right now is right now I want to see kind of a Judas swing on market open to get a previous day's low S&T here, and then hopefully 10 a.m. kind of reverses off of this low with previous day's low S&T, and then I'll look for a move, an entry along the right hand side of the curve to go target these low these are high resistant right now, but eventually if we get previous day low S&T here, they'll likely become low resistant. So looking for essentially Judas swing, taking out previous day's low, and then right hand side of the curve, breaker structure for value gap, and then expansion. That's kind of what I'm looking at. But that I'm reading the market and only acting when I have the highest degree of conviction that I can possibly have. Makes sense? I don't need to predict every little detail. Well, I read every single detail. I can predict every single detail, but I don't need to act on every single prediction of every single detail. I only need to act on the predictions on which I have the highest conviction, right? I can know good chance we could soup the low. That doesn't mean I need to. I don't need to soup the low. I can wait for the whole rest of the model to be framed and then take a super high probability inversion for value gap. Right? Makes sense? I don't need to take something even though I can predict it. Just because I can predict it doesn't mean I should take it. I should only take it when it's the highest probability version of the trade I want to have. So yeah, I'm framing the whole model first, and then acting when the market essentially calls my part in the story. But yeah, okay, market just opened, so I could see us wicking midnight, or we might just go straight down and create the Judas swing. So the reason I was saying we might wick midnight is because this would create bearish S&T to send us lower to previous day's low. But it's also possible that maybe we go straight down to previous day's low. So this is what I wanted to see. Remember, I was saying this is exactly what I want to see. I wanted to see market open, create a Judas swing. So I do think that this is a really high probability soup. Why do I think this is a high probability soup, guys? Why do I think this is a high probability soup right here? Because this is previous day's low. If we come down and take previous day's low, we'll get SMT with previous day's low. So I think this will be a soup. Does that mean I need to take it? I don't need to take it. Because I can wait for the entire rest of the model to get formed. I don't need to soup it. I don't need to. Obviously, that could be more. That's for a later day when I'm a more advanced trader. Right now, I'm just anticipating this to likely be a soup. with this 1 hour rejection block, right? We have a 1 hour rejection block. So on S&P, let's actually get rid of YM because YM's not really that helpful right now. And right, if we end up souping this, S&P will likely tap the rejection block. Right? You see what I'm saying? So this rejection block on NAS will have souped it. The rejection block on S&P will have pushed into it. So I'm going to keep the rejection block on S&P. Once again, I don't need to act even if I can predict. I only want to act when I have the highest probability chance of being correct. And that's when I have the whole entire model framed. So this is, hopefully this will be the bottom of the model, right? We're below 730. We're below 922. We're below everything. We're literally below everything. Look. Here's 7:30. Here's midnight. Here's 18 o'clock. 9:22. I'm just gonna eyeball it because I don't have time. So yeah, I think this will be soup. Part of me wants to maybe do like half risk soup, but nah, I'm just gonna, I don't know. Obviously I want to soup, but that doesn't mean that I should. I can easily just wait, and we'll get a trade on the other side of the curve later. So I do think this will be soup. Once again, I was anticipating this Judas swing. I do want to see a soup below, though. We're below every single true open. Every single one. So, very likely this will be a soup. Once again, I don't need to take the soup. Even though I'm anticipating the soup, I don't need to take it. Right? So S&P, the reason you wouldn't take this as a soup yet is because S&P has not even tapped consequent encroachment of the rejection block. I want to see S&P tap consequent encroachment of this rejection block. Because that would be Phoenix. Well, right now it's Phoenix model, but if we tap consequent encroachment, this will likely be very sensitive right here. Once again, I said I was anticipating a Judas swing. I was anticipating this whole entire move lower. This is what I was anticipating. This is exactly what I want to see. Just because I can read the market doesn't mean that I need to execute. I can just read it and just say, okay, cool, I'm reading it. That doesn't mean that I need to execute. So, anticipating consequent encroachment to possibly be sensitive of the 1 hour rejection block here. So this is why I didn't soup it, right? Because look how much deeper we're digging down into it. And it's because we haven't even came down to CE. We might actually only tap this. It's possible. But you can see here we still have S&T. We're below every single true open, right? I think 10 a.m. will likely reverse. It's like too enticing for it not to reverse, honestly. Okay, watching consequent encroachment of S&P. So now all this is kind of low resistance. Eventually. I don't know if it is yet. Let's maybe zoom out a little bit. Kind of see what we got going on. Okay, this is what I was expecting. So we may not need to tap consequent encroachment. This may be good enough. But we might. It's to be determined, right? So I anticipated this as manipulation. Watching to see if we react here. This is probably a pretty likely soup. I almost want to take this on an alt account. Like, I think that this is pretty strong soup. Right? Even if you just had a trade like this and you went like this. Like, this could end up being like 10R right here. But I'm just going to tape read it. I'm not going to take it. But I think this very well could be soup. Consequent encroachment of these high time frame rejection blocks with time-based SMT, just super sensitive. So, not gonna take it. I'm just tape reading it because once again, I don't need to act until just because I can predict it doesn't mean that I should take it. I want to take the highest probability thing I can take, which will come if I see us frame a model back to the upside. So once again, below 730, below 922, all these things are things that I'm liking. So we might have like a 30-second. What might happen is we might get a one final sweep and then a 15-second break of structure and then a 15-second 2022 model back up. That could be very sensitive, honestly. So we might not need a tap rejection CE of this rejection block, but we'll see. Kind of wanted to see that happen, so I don't know. Because if I see a consequent encroachment of the rejection block tapped, that's going to tell me, yo, smart money's in, right? If I see the midpoint of this tapped, that's going to tell me smart money's in. So, where's the first presented for value gap? Did we really void down? Wait, where's the RTH gap? Oh. Now I'm all excited. Where's the RTH gap? What kind of RTH gap is that, bro? What kind of RTH gap is that? Okay, so we're inversing this. So you could take this. Right? This is an inversion. It's not really at the time that I like. It's at 9:38. Once again, I could see us sweeping the low again, which is why I'm not taking this. I could see us tapping consequent encroachment. I'm going to be chill and be patient. Then again, it's possible this works. Right? Because I am saying I'm bullish. I prefer to see something a little bit more obvious than this, right? And if I don't like it enough, I don't need to take it. Like, we have no internal sweep here, only external. We only swept previous day's low. It's now reaching up to 730. What did I say though? What did I say? This was likely going to be Dark Phoenix. This was likely going to be a soup. And what happened? This was a soup so far, right? So far. Will it stay a soup? We might. We'll see. We'll see. But I did call this Judas swing. I did say this would likely be a soup. Now we're heading back higher. Where's the first presented for value gap? This. You know what might have made this higher probability is this was the first presented for value gap getting inversed. Wasn't it? This was. No internal sweep though. I just wasn't convinced, and so no reason to take something that I'm not convinced on. So, but this did inverse the first presented for value gap. Maybe what we'll get is it would be very, very beautiful if like stupidly beautiful if we end up getting SMT with this low and maybe NAS hang on. So maybe NAS comes down and maybe S&P takes the low into consequent encroachment, and then NAS pushes down into the rejection block. Once again, I can kind of get the idea. I don't need to do anything yet. I can wait for a change in state, and then all of a sudden, now we got ourselves a high time frame model framed, right? 5-minute change in state out of these lows going into 10 a.m. That's clean. That's clean. I don't need to overcomplicate it. I don't need to try and soup it if I don't want to. So I would consider this right here 1 hour BPR. You can clearly see we are reacting out of this. So I would align this 1 hour BPR with the 5-minute. So if we get 5-minute change in state out of this, this could be the move here. This could be the move. Previous day's low S&T. No need to overcomplicate. If we get clear change in state going into 10 a.m., this should be low resistance, right? So I'll probably just do that, and I'll target all-time highs. Hey, what up, Mayank? So, yeah, I think that now that we've wicked out the low with previous day's low SMT, this is looking very, very nice. 1 hour. So we will be approaching this macro here, the next macro, the 9:50 to 10 a.m. macro. And it's like AMD's lining up with the macro. So that's giving me conviction. We took out all of our true opens, right? We manipulated 922, 930. This is really, really textbook quarterly theory, right? We have 922, 930, or no, 922, 928, 730. And the manipulation occurred below all of them, and now we're distributing the opposite way. So this is how you identify high probability manipulation using quarterly theory, right? We basically mark out the true open of 730, mark out 922. We also had midnight. What's this? What even is this? Okay, we also have midnight. We also have true week open. We have all these things. We go below all of them with previous day's low S&T. This is a high probability manipulation leg. And especially because now the 15-minute closed with this wick. Only thing I'm a little confused about is we did not tap consequent encroachment of the rejection block. I thought we were going to do that. So I am just being patient here. I do think this will turn low resistance, and we will expand up to ERL, but I'm just being patient. Macro coming up here in 4 minutes-ish. So 1 hour BPR. We got a 15-minute. Maybe you can mark this as a 15-minute one if using an implied version. And then is there 1 minute change in state? I kind of like this 1 minute, this 1 minute OB. Yeah, like this 1 minute OB as a change in state might end up holding. Something to consider. Let's take our GB range. Lower time frame one, 81. Bring this down. Actually, let's bring this up. Okay, up one more. Okay, this is fitting in really nicely with the GB. Okay, so see the fair value gap. See how we sweep liquidity with previous day's SMT into the low. See how the OB, this OB that swept liquidity fits in the OB partition. That's really, really strong. This is a very, very strong OB right here. So if we come down here, especially with previous day, if we get a 22-minute SMT, this is going to be very strong. I don't need to take it. Like, once again, I can read price action. That doesn't mean I need to take a trade, right? So I can read that will very possibly come down, tap consequent encroachment with 22-minute SMT into the rejection block, and tap this OB with 22-minute SMT. I don't need to necessarily take it. I can just chill out. I can chill and just, even though I can read price, that doesn't mean I need to take a trade. You get what I'm saying? So far, we've been reading price somewhat decently. So we also might not need to come down that far. S&P looks like a 2022 model, kind of. That might be why we're getting a reaction here, actually. This is actually probably why. Look, 2022 model on S&P occurring right at 7:30. Oh, yeah. This right here, guys, this is probably the reason we're going to go higher right now, is because we're getting a 2022 model on S&P. See this 2022 fair value gap at equilibrium? So, and we have SMT into it, right? I don't know if it's time based, but we clearly have SMT into it with this low. So it's possible, right? I'm not saying that it is. That's why I'm not doing anything yet. Oh wait, where's the first presented for value gap? It's still right there. Okay, watch the first presented for value gap. If we get first strike out of it, that's probably gonna be the trade. The trade I'll take is first strike out of this first presented for value gap. But clearly, you can see the 2022 fair value gap below 730 on S&P is actually holding. I mean, maybe not. Once again, if we get 5-minute change in state, that's also going to be clear, valid trade for me. We have 4 minutes until we even get a change in state. So, once again, you can see the 15-minute, how it wicked below this low. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Okay, 30-minute also could be closing with a wick. 1 hour also could be closing with a wick. 4 hour also could be closing with a wick. And we obviously, higher time frames obviously bullish. 12 hour closing with the wick, or Actually, no, that's 7 hours till it closes. Well, what about this out? This one. Yeah, they're all closing with a wick, so yeah, 5-minute change in state here going into the macro. This is probably going to be the play. This tricky thing is, you probably don't need that much of a stop loss, but I kind of want one. I might just do the momentum candle. Yeah, I'll probably just do this. It depends on how much momentum we get, but I might put stop loss below that. 7. I gotta turn the light on so I can see my risk. So, 0.7. That's essentially risk level 3, so that's 12. So I'm gonna get it ready in case. I'm not necessarily going to take this. That's the thing. I'm not necessarily going to take this. I'm only going to take this is if it closes with a displacement. And even then, maybe not, right? And then, yeah. And then I would go break even at, so let's get rid of all the true opens. I would go break even at this high, because this is where I'd want to see price come to start the low resistance liquidity run. So, this trade could evolve into this being a 15-minute IPG here with the same idea. Or even like a 1 hour. I guess the 1 hour won't be closed yet. Okay, so yeah, 5-minute looking clean here. 5-minute looking clean. We'll be going break even at the high, and then at that point, I'd anticipate the low resistance liquidity run to start, and then external high, which being all-time highs to be taken. Okay, 10 seconds.
Order filled.
Okay.
Order filled.
Okay. So there's that. Oh, you can't see my screen. stop loss on this account, I need to move it to 247.
Order
Stop filled.
Alright. Man, it's tough because if I had seen this little wick thing, might have changed my perception of this entry. But I wanted to make sure I got it in, so I clicked it. It is what it is. Yeah, it's okay. I liked it, but I think the wick thing here messed it up. I mean, if we had a nice, better closure on that, it probably would not have messed that up. Yeah, just not a good enough entry. Definitely just, you know, I think you just gotta I gotta acknowledge, like, that wick messed it up, bro. That wick is not Just that little tiny wick, as it just makes it feel like it's not as good. It's okay. It's whatever. You know, I'm completely fine. It's just I tried my best, took a trade I liked, and we move on. We move on. That's all we can do. So, tried my best, took a trade I liked, we move on. Then again, I think, like I said, the wick messed it up. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like this definitely could have been if it had a better, stronger close, it probably would have worked out a little better. Still have conviction in those highs, but unfortunately, I am done for the day now because I took a loss. So. It's possible we still end up getting this as a 2022 model. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. I wish I should have just double checked. Because what happened? Okay, I learned a lesson. I clicked enter and I hadn't seen the candle close. I should not have clicked, because I clicked enter just to make sure I got filled. If I saw this candle close, I don't think I would have taken it. It's okay. Honestly, though, it's just not good enough. That's the thing. It's just not obvious enough. It's not obvious enough. I've seen better. That's what I'm trying to get at. I've seen better. It's fine. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is I've seen better. Whatever. Done for the day. I swear if it goes up now, bro. Alright, I gotta go on the 2-minute walk. I'm gonna close out all my accounts. You know what? Losses. You can't avoid losses. I'm trying, but I definitely Definitely could have been more obvious. You know what? It definitely could have been more obvious. It's okay. This is it's all part of trading, man. It's just a loss. It's not. It's fine. Yeah. It's okay, guys. Like, losses are part of trading, and it was a disciplined loss. Was it a perfect trade? Probably not. I'm not gonna lie. Probably was not the most perfect trade. And the reason I say that is there was an external gap between us and the low resistance liquidity. I knew that. I knew we had an external gap, right? You can see when we close on the 5 minute. We obviously have this gap, which is an external gap, which rejected us. And obviously I knew that. But I thought with the previous day's low SMT, we would just expand, and the full market maker model had not been framed, and because of that, well, it's not time and price are not aligned, even though it was going into the 10 a.m. macro. So, but yeah, just not an obvious change in state of delivery, and Not enough internal manipulation. These are things I'm going to put in my notes real quick about the trade. But yeah, disciplined loss. Proud of myself for having a disciplined loss. Was it a perfect trade? No, honestly, it wasn't. And I should have been more particular about it because we closed within an external gap. There was not a lot of internal manipulation. So I'm going to start writing this down here. So yeah, now this is probably going to be a low here. See, consequent encroachment about to be tapped. We didn't tap it yet. So first presented for value gap. Okay, so I'm taking this first strike on an alt account right now. Like I said, I don't normally talk about the alt account trades, but let's see. So we have obviously we have previous day's low SMT, and then we have a low time from SMT here, and then first strike out of it. So I'm in this on a alt account on personal, and this is one I'm just gonna hold to run this LRLR. And then I think, yeah, break even there, probably. Maybe that's too early to go break even, but... yeah. So I'd probably go break even if this 1 minute change state. I have alt accounts for different things. So I have a one alt account for basically taking a second trade in New York. So if I ever want to take a second trade in New York, I can, but it has to be on half risk, and it's not copy traded. It's just on my personal account. And it's just on my phone. And then I have one for London that's also half risk. So okay, so for those who want to know what's going on, what am I doing? Okay, well, we have previous day's low SMT here, we have SMT here. First presented for value gap, obviously we're in the 1 hour BPR. First presented for value gap, then we got a 15-second change in state. So my argument is, okay, this could deliver us higher. We got stacked SMTs here. At this point, if we did take those equal highs, that's definitely a break-even spot. It's not looking good. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going on a walk. I'm completely done for the day. No more. Nothing. 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 I'm gonna start making notes here. I'm not supposed to take the alt account trade during the New York session is the thing. I'm supposed to do it. It's specifically for if I want to take a trade in pre-market. That's before my live trading window, or for PM. So I messed up. I should not have done that. I wasn't supposed to. Alright. I mean, eventually we're going to come back up and we're going to run this. It's probably going to happen at some point in the next couple hours. This 1 minute rejection block. Oh my gosh, this is going to be clean. Phoenix. That's gonna be the low. Can't take it. So this is gonna work out probably where it's like that stop loss and then back up to all-time highs. No, never mind. Yeah. Dang, bro. High resistance type of day, huh? Okay, so what was the trade and what was the issue with it? Well, yeah, 5 minute. Okay, first of all, first thing learned here. Okay, so first thing learned is that I shouldn't click buy or sell until I have visually seen the candle close. That should not be allowed because, not gonna lie, seeing the wick on that CISD makes it look less obvious. As well, we got the CISD into an external gap. Now, at the time, thought this would be broken because the previous day's low SMT was strong. However, Yeah, so obviously today was high resistant. There's not much else to it. Um, Today ended up being high resistant. Now, I thought since we were below every single true open that we would head higher to London and Asia, but I was clearly wrong. This will be a good day to journal as I tried my best, took a trade going into the macro that I thought was decent, but yet it still failed. There will be a lot to learn. Okay, green sign on post trade approval. Take again. No, I feel like I'm never gonna say a yes on take loss again. Why would I? Why would I take a trade that ended up losing again? That was just anyway. Tried. Just gotta keep having more discipline. Might go on a little bit longer of a walk. I just need to cool off here. Obviously today was high resistant. Right? Today was obviously high resistant. And honestly guys, I need to be able to just say like, yeah, sometimes we're gonna have high resistant days and I need to be more aware of it. Like we were in a higher time frame premium. Just gotta be like considerable of the fact high resistant days they're very possible. The main thing to understand, guys, is you're never not going to lose. I'm not saying losing is good. Losing isn't good. You shouldn't want to lose. But you're never not going to lose, and profitable trading comes from handling losses correctly. And yeah, that's just the reality of it. I'm going to learn from it. But even when I'm 5 years, 10 years down the road, I'm still going to lose. So it's okay. Obviously, today was high resistant. I'm going to learn from it. And yeah, I'm going to I learned a couple lessons from today. One, I don't need to talk about them, but I definitely did some things I wasn't supposed to, and I'm not gonna let that happen again. And yeah, but clearly today was high resistant, so yeah, it's gonna be a good day to learn from, honestly. But I'm not giving up, man. I'm not giving up. Clearly today was high resistant, right? You see that? And you see this external gap? You see why Dodgy preaches so much that if you cannot inverse the external gap, that you're not going to go run that liquidity, right? Dodgy preaches this over and over again. If you cannot inverse this external gap, you ain't going to go run that liquidity. That was the case here, right? Even though we got change in state, we had this external gap. So let's include this in my notes. Trades like this are exactly why Dodgy preaches that when you have an external gap before low resistant liquidity, if that is not broken, we will not go run the LRLR. I'm gonna say I learned a lot from this trade. Okay. Yeah, you're never not gonna lose, guys. Never not gonna lose, and I can't wait to see what we can learn from this trade. I mean, main thing to learn is the difference between like honestly going into 950. It's usually the market's either gonna do one of two things. It's gonna go run the liquidity, which today clearly we didn't, or it's gonna stay high resistant and then go lower. That's what happened today. This is very typical, honestly. It's just had the wrong bias, clearly. Now, what could have made you bearish? Well, we were in premium, right? We were in premium relative to the range. And so that's a reason to say, okay, like maybe that's just showing how, like, you know, anyway, a lot to learn. I mean, we did get, one thing to note is we did get daily CRT. I kind of discredited it. But honestly, probably shouldn't have, right? Daily CRT clearly, after we came up in, because if you actually, you know what? That's exactly what happened. Think about it, guys. Look at this. We have the rejection block. Remember, we always say, take profit at bodies, not wicks. Right? Take profit at bodies, not wicks. What do you see? Right? This is why we take profit at bodies, not wicks. You can see that we actually reject at the bodies. And then we form a daily CRT off of the bodies. So, was it reasonable to possibly assume, like, yo, we could end up getting a Genesis model out of this? Yeah, right? And you can see Genesis model playing out beautifully, where you basically take the wick of the second candle and you use that as your entry, right? So see Genesis model right here playing out. Very interesting. But you can clearly see this observing it in the market, right? And honestly, I'm going to stop talking about my alt accounts because one of the main things I'm not supposed to do is I should not be trading those in my live trading window, right? Those are for basically outside of New York hours only. And yeah, I wasn't supposed to take a trade on an alt account during New York hours. It's okay. Lesson learned. I'm not going to do it again. Just going to be better in the future. But yeah, still no tilt, and I never plan on going on tilt again, so ever. But yeah, I will learn from this. So I should probably finish this. $285 October. What trade you got today? So I tried longing and I got wrecked. I tried the. You were bearish. It's impressive. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of thinking like we had previous day low SMT here. I was anticipating this as the Judas swing. I sent my trade on the group. That's impressive, man. So here's what I was thinking, right? I saw we got market open manipulation of the low. It formed a previous day's low SMT. We came back up, inverse this gap, 5-minute change in state, out of a 1-hour BPR. And so I saw this external gap. I knew we had the external gap in between us and the high resistant liquidity. But I thought that because we were going into 10 a.m. that, well, we'd probably break through it. 5-minute change in state out of a 1-hour BPR. I took the entry here. Luckily I had a tight stop and did not lose more than I needed to because it just kept going down. But yeah, this external gap rejected price, and this is why Dodgy preaches so much. You really should wait for this external gap to break before you assume that liquidity is going to be low resistant. You can see clearly here this was high resistant. And a big reason for why it was high resistant was because of the external gap. We had an external gap and we couldn't break it. And that means this liquidity stayed high resistant. Something to think about in the future. Like, if you have an external gap and high resistant liquidity, bro, this is something to think about in the future. External gap combined with high resistant liquidity, it's going to be, like, literally just flip the chart upside down. And then use that external gap with high resistant liquidity as your higher time frame PD rate to go on a short. You get what I'm saying? Now bearish change in state right here, and all of a sudden that's clean. You know what I'm saying? Right? So we could have flipped it on its head and said, okay, right, we're actually going to use this high resistant liquidity curve as a confluence and then take a 30-second change in state out of it off this 5-minute BPR. Five-minute. You get what I'm saying, though? Dang, that's cool. But yeah, I'm done for the day. Just being disciplined, you know? Obviously, just live and learn, move on, keep moving forward. And yeah. Dang. I tried taking the long, and this was high resistant, and I should have I should have been more careful of the external gap. It's fine. It's I'm learning from it. I'm gonna get better. So yeah, the plan was probably taking this as like a 3 or 4 R. I probably was gonna take this as a 4R. So this is why I'm like not upset, because like once I hit one of these 4Rs, it's gonna make quite a bit of this back. But yeah, 5 minute BPR, 30-second change in state would have been nice, because you could have taken this in confluence with the fact that this is high resistant. And yeah, this is totally something that you could have anticipated. It's coming from Monday 7 a.m. low. Dang. Yeah, gotta remember, we gotta use high resistant liquidity to fade people more often. Honestly, I'm liking high resistant liquidity more than low resistant liquidity sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. Low resistant liquidity runs are easier, right? It's easier to catch one. But high resistant liquidity runs, like being able to trade high resistant liquidity runs, that's skill. I feel like most people can catch a low resistant liquidity run, but being able to catch a high resistant liquidity run like this, like basically identifying the external gap, identifying the high resistant liquidity, and then shorting in the confluence of those everything and fading everyone else. That's powerful. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to learn from today, and I'm gonna learn from it. So I need to screenshot the trade. So this was a 5 minute 30-second. And you can see how it's a 2022 model as well. Like we broke structure, fair value gap. Yeah, and I gotta be more careful to make sure the trades I take, like, because I've been taking some trades after hours, and I gotta make sure those trades, the ones on my alt accounts on half risk, they gotta follow they gotta follow a trade exactly as I've back tested it. No, doing anything else other than that, and stop loss needs to be exactly where it needs to be. Luckily, I actually did not. I honestly kind of didn't lose a full, of risk actually. So that's good, I guess. TGR lost 234,000. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Well, hey guys, it's just part of trading. Like, the more comfortable we get with being able to control our losses, you guys realize how powerful that is. Like, JCap says it best. Like, you're never not gonna lose in trading, and obviously, I don't think losing is good, and we gotta learn from our losses. But we're human. We're never not gonna lose, and so we just gotta keep learning from it. And I always think we gotta learn from our losses. And Jake, want to give him 300K, bro? I first gotta get 300K funded again. That's the step one. But yeah, this is exactly why my plan is I'm gonna size down once I get funded. I'm gonna size down. I've kind of already thought I'm cutting my size from eval to funded in half once I get funded, because I honestly just don't want to lose my fundeds ever. Once I get funded, there should be no reason for me to ever lose a funded. Just how I feel. So, okay. We should watch how he lost. Yeah, we should. We should. I need to finish marking this up. But yeah, lost today, and you know what? I'm grateful for the loss, because guess what? I'm gonna learn from it. It's a very valuable loss because, well, it was a high resistant liquidity day. In the future, I'm gonna remember this. I'm gonna remember this external gap. I'm gonna remember seeing this change in state into the external gap, and my brain's gonna go, I've seen this before. If we get it, we gotta change in state into this external gap. We have high resistant liquidity. This might not be the real low resistance liquidity run. Be patient. Watch the high resistant liquidity curve, right? Watch the external gap. Watch how we respond to it. And then my brain, it's going to remember all these lessons in the future. It's going to remember, oh yeah, I remember this external gap from that trade on October 22nd. I remember that high resistant liquidity curve. I'm going to use that as a confluence and short against it. And then boom. Then I take this, and instead of losing, I end up taking an 8R, right? And that's exactly why I'm never giving up. You see this, right? This is the power of learning. Because guess what? This external gap was obvious. It was obvious that we got the change in state into the external gap and that we did not break through. And it was obvious that it was into this high resistant liquidity curve. So what can I do? I can remember that, and in the future, that's going to light bulb in my head. I'm going to say, wait, this might be high resistance. Wait, there might be an external gap here. Wait, we might actually want to fade this change in state of delivery. And I'm actually not going to take this change in state of delivery. I'm going to be patient and then see how we react out of it. And then be patient, boom. Snipe it to the downside. What's the 930 FEG and how time respects it to the macro? I'll take a look at that later. I gotta finish this. So yeah, trade I took. Okay, for those who don't know what the trade I took was, let's just go through it. I'm expecting London close reversal. Yeah, very possibly might be. So what I took today was essentially, took these two gaps here, and I saw this as a 1 hour BPR, saw this as a giant range, wanted this to turn low resistant. At the time it was high resistant. I thought it would turn low resistant, but like I just said, it ended up being the external gap ended up being a confluence that we couldn't break that external gap, so I should not have longed. That's a lesson, right? So 1 hour for a value gap, or actually it's a 1 hour BPR. One-hour BPR, and then, right, we obviously had this external gap, which I saw. It's not like I didn't see it. I didn't see it, but I thought because of liquidity that we'd break it. But in reality, I should have been a little bit more cautious, and I should have said, okay, wait, maybe let's just be a little bit more patient. This wick on this change of state, it's kind of showing signs of not as strong price action. Let's see if we get a reversal and then bang. Okay, so we had previous day's low get swept here. So this is why I was bullish, right? Previous day's low got swept with SMT. I was anticipating Judah swing to the downside, right? And then we ended up getting this. And so with all that in mind, we'd also taken out every single true open, right? So let's actually mark this out. Okay, so we took out every single true open. And you might be wondering, what are you talking about? What are the true opens? Well, look at this, right? We had yesterday, Monday, 18 o'clock. So that was the true week open. We were below it. So that was one reason for me to want to be bullish. Then you have midnight here. Right, we had midnight. Okay, we were below that. That was one reason I want to be bullish. But you can see actually how the market was actually manipulating above these. Actually, it was actually manipulating above these into the high resistant liquidity. Very subtly. And then 7:30. So yeah, on this 5-minute change in state, I went ahead and tried entering. And then had a tight stop loss because I knew that if we did not go run liquidity right away, then we wouldn't. And I was right. But guys, you're never not going to lose. It's okay. Now, once again, I learned another lesson as well, which is do not click that buy button until you see how that candle closed. And that's hard to do because you want to make sure you get your entry, right? But you do got to make sure you see that candle close. Make sure that candle close is valid, and that you're not just entering just to make sure you get entered. You got to make sure, okay, is that candle close even valid, right? And honestly, this is just like too much of a wick for my own personal taste, right? I've seen higher probability trades that don't have that much of a wick. Just a personal taste thing. Someone else might think that wick's fine. I personally think that makes it look less obvious. So I think I had it like something like this. And yeah, 5-minute change in state off this 1 hour BPR, and you know, all this ended up, I was expecting it to be low resistant. We're 7:30. So we're kind of getting this framed a little better. So yeah, we took 7:30. Almost done framing this, and then honestly guys, I got less than 10 minutes and then I'm gonna head off the charts. 7:30, and then it's also looking 9:22, right? And 9:22. So I thought this was Judah's swing right here. So yeah, we'll definitely learn from this, guys. I'm excited to backtest this. I don't like journaling as much as I like backtesting. I honestly like backtesting a lot more. But either way, I'm still gonna learn. So. Wow, we really are coming up here. It's getting in the way of my picture. It's kind of annoying. I'm trying to take a picture. Go away. Go away. I don't think it was the worst trade in the world, but as always, clearly now I see, okay, it was external gap. Okay, let's go ahead and screenshot this, post it on Twitter, and be done. One hour, 5 minutes. What time was this at? 9:50? We were going into the macro as well. Let's put that in my notes. I already put that in my notes. Okay. Let's save this to drive. So yeah, we are coming back up now. I put this in the wrong folder. It's supposed to be in 1022. Man, I didn't backtest yesterday. That I should have backtested. Hey, you were right, bro. You're right. Yeah, a lot of trading actually, a lot of it comes down to kind of getting in the head of what other people are thinking and then making sure that you fade them. Like, that's kind of a. It's so psychological, actually. Most people will never see it like that. Most people just think, oh, yeah. But no, it's like, it's really actually just like a lot of it's psychology, like understanding, like. A lot of people are wanting to see this become low resistance, which is totally possible, but you're basically playing the game of, let's just see if this external gap holds. Let's just see if this external gap, along with high resistant liquidity, rejects price. Let's see. If it starts to, I'm going to fade everyone, right? That's kind of it's so psychological when you think about it like that. But everyone else is going long a little too early because, this is an external gap, so you're just saying, okay, just going to make sure to see, okay, are we going to get this high resistant liquidity into the external gap? Is it confirming? Okay, let's short. Bang. Even with previous day's low SMT, which is crazy. right? I'm just actually surprised because previous day's low SMT is usually pretty strong. So. Um, okay, almost done here. I'll show my screen. Yeah, it's just like people saying like this trade failed, so ICT concepts don't work. Nah, bro, it's like ICT concepts is the gun, it's a sniper rifle. But not everyone is going to be able to use the gun and get to hit the sniper shot correctly. That's the thing. It's just like there's no way to have a trade work out and have it not follow smart money concepts. It's impossible. It's gonna. It's gonna have to. It has to inverse a provider gap. It has to change state. There's no other way to run liquidity. Like it has to. And if it doesn't, it's on a lower time frame. And if it doesn't there, it's on a lower time frame. So it's all about reading the market correctly. Okay. Okay, let's just quickly put this on X. I don't even. I'll just do a super short write up. Okay, then reflect IQ. Oh, it's 11:12 Eastern. Okay, hopefully this won't take too long. Alright, add new trade. Loss. Minus 200. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Oh wait, no, this goes here. And then... Alright. Okay. Let's move on. So, you can't see my screen. Alright. Until tomorrow, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to keep trying my best. Oh, there's my sticky notes. I'm going to keep trying my best. Should have used high resistance liquidity as a confluence to short along with the external gap. Lesson learned. We're going to keep going. I'm never giving up. Okay, bye.